Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chat from a Hat. I'm your host, Josh Brown, along with my co-host,
Caleb Luther.
Caleb. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing all right. I cannot complain. Wouldn't do me any good at all. Also joining us today is Nancy. She is here once again.
Not on mic, but she's
Not on
here.
microphone, but she is here to help with getting this topic underway today. But before
She's
we
going to document our picks. I guess.
document our picks, yes. So, Caleb, before we get into our booking our own music festival between you and I, did you catch The Last of Us episode 6? Did you catch it?
I didn't.
You should.
You know that I did.
Because it's great.
I mean, I'm sure it is. They've all been pretty great.
Yeah.
So I mean, what?
There's been like
I
one.
just assume.
There's been like one B episode. Everything else has been A's.
What would you
so
consider
far.
the B episode?
I would probably episode 4 is probably the weakest, but it's not bad.
I think the two worst episodes have been 1 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Nancy and I started You this week. Have you watched You before?
I haven't watched the new season. I've watched the rest of it.
We watched the first season, binged watched it. We started on season 2. That show is a mess.
It's
not in a bad way.
You know, when people call a certain show like trash TV, it doesn't mean that it's bad.
Right.
It's like a genre.
Yeah.
It's almost like Gone Girl is like sophisticated trash movie because it's very good,
Sure.
but it has like the trash elements. You's kind of like that. I do think it gets worse as it goes along, but I thought, from what I remember, that season 1 was pretty thrilling.
As Nancy over here is shaking her head, if it starts getting worse, it's going to be one of those episodes and
I've
shows where
heard
she
this
just
new
watches
season-
it on her own.
I've heard this new season's not very good. I just haven't watched it.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm
no.
going to because I really didn't like season 3. If I'm being honest, I almost found it to be a chore to get through season 3 at times. Joe is just so ridiculous. The way that he like tries to hide from people that he's stalking, like 20 feet away from them.
Yeah, that
looking by.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've made it that far to where he's doing that. But
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's like whenever Dakota Johnson's character in The Last 50 Shades is in the courtroom and she's trying to hide and she just has sunglasses on.
I was going to say,
knows that it's you.
It's the Marvel thing where you have
the hat on.
the hat and sunglasses, and no
Does
one
Penn
knows who
Badgley
you are.
wear the hat? Does he?
Oh, he wears a
okay,
baseball cap constantly.
I couldn't remember. Okay.
He wears a baseball cap and puts his collar up, and
Okay,
no
that's
one
what
will be
it is.
able to see me
Which,
now.
I mean, in a way, is kind of funny. Every time it happens, I laugh a little bit, so at least it gets that reaction out
Sure.
of me.
You got to go see Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania.
I did. Saw it on
I have not watched it.
opening day. Well, preview night, I watched it. Like I do all the Marvel movies. This was probably the first MCU movie, aside from maybe Thor: Love and Thunder, that I watched in theaters, and I just did not have much of a desire to go watch it again. I think that it's my least favorite MCU movie. I think the quality has really, really went down in these movies. I thought thematically bogus and boring. I thought the visuals were just draining, like draining life out of me is what it seemed like. But Kang was good, and I'm up for seeing more Kang if they can handle it right. I just didn't think they did a good job on it.
Well, not to mention the fact that you sent something earlier about the visual effects team has come out and pretty much bombasted Marvel and
yeah, they said they put most of their work into Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is sad because we talked about it, you and I, privately, about how we have Marvel fatigue. I also think part of the problem with Marvel fatigue too is the fact that a lot of these things that's come out over the last 2 to 3 years have either been subpar or just not that good.
Yeah.
All of the things that I have watched myself, other than a few bright sparks here and there, it's take it or leave it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's like 60-40.
Yeah.
Positive. 60-40 positive. Because those few things are enough. Because I do think that out of those few things, WandaVision and Spider-Man No Way Home and even like Loki and the I don't know if you watched the Guardians Holiday Special, but those things they're top tier. They're top tier MCU. But they were just really so much stuff that so much of it's just going to be average or it's not going to land.
Yep.
And I think that's where we're at. That visual effect artist thing that I showed you. I hope that doesn't affect the new Guardians movie because those movies are very visual, and they always look very good. Like I think those two movies have some of the best visual effects out of any of the movies, and the trailer looks great. So, just hoping it doesn't affect the quality of that movie.
Well, we'll see as it progresses whether or not the MCU can get themselves out of this funk that they're in when it comes to
some people
making really good quality products again.
Some people still don't view it as a funk, but I can't help but feel that way. And whenever someone says, "Well, if you got Marvel fatigue, why don't you just take a break from it?" It's like, well, why would I do that when some of the stuff is still good?
Well, the problem,
I'm still going to watch the stuff.
But here's the problem with that though. If you take a break from Marvel,
you gotta catch up.
You gotta catch up.
Yeah.
You'll have to catch up because there's so much right. I'll be honest with you. I'm so fatigued with Marvel. There's the majority of the shows I have not watched or finished.
There's a few last year you didn't watch.
I didn't watch She-Hulk. I didn't watch Miss Marvel. I didn't watch Moon Knight. I watched 3 episodes of Moon Knight, and I could not get into that show.
Yeah.
And it's more so the shows. Now, I'll go watch a 2-hour, 2.5 hour, 3-hour movie and be fine.
Yeah.
I'll do that. But some of the shows, I have zero interest in watching. And again, the shows pay no mind or bearing to anything that happens in the movies. They're separate.
You know, 2 of those shows come to my mind that you mentioned, Moon Knight and Miss Marvel. Mm-hmm. They desperately needed to be movies. Like maybe 2 hours and 15-minute movies. Especially Miss Marvel. It would have benefited greatly because the first episode of Miss Marvel is fantastic. Mm-hmm. But to me, you have a lot of filler there in the middle. Mm-hmm. And Moon Knight really reaches its peak like in the penultimate episode right before the finale.
Yeah.
And if the whole season, not the whole season, but if they would have turned that into a movie and the movie would like focused on like those traumatic elements of this character, it would have been like seriously one of the better Marvel movies. But you got 6 episodes and you don't know how to fill up that time. Mm-hmm. So these 6 episodes is already not that many. Mm-hmm. Maybe they need to bump it down to 3 or 4 episodes, or like make it a movie.
Yeah, yeah.
What can you do?
I mean, even then you could if you made a good 4-hour movie and broke it up into 4 episodes, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But
that's how they are. That's how these shows are. The exception of She-Hulk. She-Hulk was specifically a week-to-week sitcom.
Yeah.
But it was unfortunate that it took 9 weeks to get through it.
Yeah.
Because I found it to be definitely one of the weakest things that the MCU has done.
Yeah. So, moving on from Marvel, this week, hopefully, excuse me, we are going to go see Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, I've been looking forward to this movie. Ever since seeing the trailer, I have been really looking forward to this movie because this movie looks absolutely insane.
Yeah, me too. I'm very much looking forward to it, and at a brisk 95 minutes, and just looking at what it's rated R for, I'm like, yeah, okay, I think it's going to deliver. I think it's going to deliver on all the things that we want. It's got the pervasive language, the strong, brutal violence, and I don't know. Trailer was pretty good. It's a pretty good hook.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
So just a bear that does cocaine. Like, you can't beat that hook. Yeah. Very much looking forward to it. So we're probably gonna watch that.
What a crazy concept for a
Sunday.
film.
Probably not gonna watch it like tomorrow, but we're
not
recording this on a Wednesday,
yeah.
but the show's out on Friday. Yeah. I'd probably go watch it on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, Caleb, last week we talked about what did we talk about last week?
We talked about the holidays.
The holidays. That's right.
Our favorite holidays.
For the life of me, I could not remember what we talked about.
The holidays.
Lots of good feedback. Had some people at work tell me how they enjoyed the podcast and how they're enjoying it so far, and so that was kind of nice. We enjoy feedback. We enjoy episode feedback and just feedback on the podcast in general. Caleb, that was last week. This week we're booking ourselves a music festival.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So the parameters of this thing was you picked a day, I picked a day. So this is like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday festival. Mm-hmm. So we'll let you have Friday. I'll take Saturday, since Saturday's most of the time when people go anyway, so I get the good day. And then we're either going to have overlap of both days. We'll have a band on it, more than likely, and they will automatically go to Sunday for an encore.
But then we're also going
to
come up with that Sunday lineup.
Yeah.
Between our acts that we have.
Sure.
And we're in the same place, same stage.
Same place.
So,
so we've set the parameters of it's 12 hours from noon until midnight.
Yeah.
We have a rotating stage like they had at when we were young, right? That's where
I don't know.
Right?
For my thing to work, it needed to be a
I
rotating
think it was.
stage.
I think they did that when we were young.
It makes Teardown Town.
They did do that. Okay.
Like I don't know if this is logical, but I have a 20-minute gap between every act.
I do not.
Do you not?
Nope.
Oh gosh. See, I have at least 20 minutes.
Mine is boom, boom, boom.
Because I took
we are
sound.
going.
I took a little bit of sound check into consideration.
Nope.
And some of these things desperately need a sound check.
That is not. That is not what they're getting.
Oh,
they
Josh.
are. We're
You're
straightforward.
gonna get raked for this one.
That's okay.
Raked. It's okay. It's
It's
not that serious. Whatever.
Yeah.
I took it very serious. Whatever. No big
fun.
deal.
We're just having some fun here.
We're just having fun here.
All right, Caleb. So 12 o'clock. Who is opening on?
Hold on. Wait.
For what? What?
Where is this music festival taking place?
Oh.
Have we decided that?
We didn't decide that.
Have we decided
were
someplace
talking
in
about
Ohio?
Yeah.
Just so they can be kind of close to us so that we can actually go.
Let's see. Is there a park in Ohio? Hey, anybody that's
I mean,
listening
in
in Ohio,
Cincinnati, they had like the Bunbury Music Festival, and that was like in a park.
was that like the River Pavilion or whatever
Maybe
it was?
I went to it in 2012. I can't remember exactly where it was, but there is that park, and they have. I don't know if they still do that there, but they did. So,
So where was this again?
Cincinnati.
No, I mean, what was the name of the park?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the festival was Bunbury. That was the name.
Was that where did you? Who did you see? Because you and Nathan
I watched
went, right?
me, Nathan, Chris.
Yeah.
I only watched. I watched Minus the Bear and the Airborne Toxic.
Oh, that's right.
But,
Because Weezer was the next day, right?
Weezer was the next day, but that night, if I'm not mistaken, Jane's Addiction played. We skipped it. We didn't watch Jane's Addiction. We just didn't know.
That's fine.
We just don't know their music that
That's
well.
fine.
Yeah, all in all, it was an awful festival.
You know, here's the thing.
I did not have a great time.
This is the thing. I have
compared
never,
to my festival today.
I have never been to a music festival
yeah.
that I have not put on myself.
Yeah.
Because we have done that before.
Mm-hmm.
You and me and Nathan put on a few music festivals around our area when we were playing in a band.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as going to like a big, huge, major music festival, I ain't going to that. I'm fine. Because 99% of the time, there's bands on it I don't care about seeing or I've never heard of.
Yeah, it's tough to. Usually, the only festival every year that draws my attention is maybe like Riot Fest in Chicago, and there's usually about eight bands out of
Lollapalooza has been pretty good the last few years too.
Okay, yeah, it is. Yeah, it usually is pretty good. But
And,
a lot of these rock festivals, I'm like, man, maybe I'm just not that into rock.
Well, that's the thing though. I think it was Louder Than Life last year. Maybe had like Metallica for 2 nights or something like. No. That's what it was supposed to be before COVID happened. Metallica was supposed to play 2 of the nights, and I was like, okay, I would go watch that. I would go watch that completely. Were you looking that up for us?
Yes, the Sonic Temple one is taking place in Columbus.
So Sonic Temple's taking place in Columbus. Are we going to try to compete against Sonic Temple? Yes, we are, because we're going to outdraw them. So
It's not.
I'm also just looking at
It's not like
so you can have a place of event.
It's not like it's going to be on the same date as that.
oh, it's going to be on the same
no, it is
dates.
not. No, it is
At the
not.
same place.
No,
There's a few different ones
Anyway.
in Ohio, but-
Well,
Okay.
anyway, it's in Ohio.
it's in Ohio somewhere.
It's in Ohio somewhere.
Because we want to be able to go to our own festival.
Exactly. Okay, Caleb. So we have a rotating stage. We have 2 days. Technically 3, I guess. So we have a rotating stage. We have no time for. Well, you have time. I don't. For sound checks and things like that. So
Yeah, I made time for a little bit of time for sound checks between sets.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, do you want me to go first?
sure, well, you're Friday, so
So-
you have to go first.
So you mentioned before we recorded today, because I'm wearing a Gatsby's American Dream shirt, that I was going to put Gatsby's American Dream on here because they just sort of came back together for the first time in, gosh, I don't know, like 13 years, 14 years. They are not on my festival. Because a band like that I love so much that I've never seen live, I don't want my introduction to be a 35-minute set at a music festival.
I understand that.
I want it to
I
be like
understand
a
that.
full set. So
Sure.
by default, didn't do that. So my opening act is an act that I have seen that just so happens to be my favorite modern artist.
Okay.
So starting at noon, I have Jeff Rosenstock from noon to 12:35.
Okay.
He's my favorite modern act. If I had never seen him before, I wouldn't be putting him in here. But I did see him at a full headlining tour, and I know he's going to bring it. His band is going to bring it in those 35 minutes, and it'll be a good start off the show with some punk rock.
Okay.
punk rock, indie rock blend. And maybe he'll make some new fans along the way, because there's going to be some pretty big acts on here that might show up at noon to see him. So I'll throw him a bone here early on in the day at noon. So I got him from 12 to 12:35.
Okay. Well, I have from 12 to 12:30. I have a band called Hembry. You've heard of them.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. They're kind of new. They only have 2 records. They're kind of alt rock, little bit of dream rock in it, I guess you would call it. And their new record's very dreamy.
Yeah.
So they would be my opening act from 12 to 12:30. Also, go check them out.
So
if
you're
you
going
haven't
30
heard
minutes for your opening.
them. Some of them are 30. Some are a little more. But yeah.
Okay, so I went 35 minutes for Jeff Rosenstock. This next act, I'm also going 35 minutes.
Okay.
This is an act that I've seen more than any other act. I'm not putting them in here because of that reason. I know that I'm going to like every song they perform, and I'm not going to feel like I'm being cheated because I've seen them so many times. That's Cursive.
Uh-oh.
I'm putting Cursive
Uh-oh.
on second here.
Uh-oh.
Because I've seen... Do you have Cursive on your baby? So Cursive from 12:55 to 1:30.
Okay.
That's 35 minutes, right? Yeah, that's 35 minutes. Seen them so many times. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. I've probably seen them like 6 times. We've seen them together.
Yeah.
Love them. Love them.
Big shout out to Meatwave if you're listening. We're still deaf from that show.
From the Meatwave Cursive show. So yeah.
So Cursive.
Cursive is my second act of the day.
Okay.
From 12:55 to 1:30.
Cursive's not on my list.
Okay.
So, but
It made it seem like it was. With
I
all those
know.
uh-ohs. What was that about?
Okay.
Gosh, oh.
From 12:30 to 1. So there are no stops. This
You're telling
as
me.
as Hembry is leaving the
maybe
stage.
every act has agreed to do a sound check at 8:30 that morning, and they have all the sounds
That's fine.
preset.
That's fine.
So they don't have to do anything before their
You
set.
know how soundboards are now. They just hit a button and everything just slides.
Sure.
That's what Brian did with his
I know.
board.
I know. But
Okay.
you still got to do a little bit of a sound check.
No.
Okay.
These are professional musicians,
Who's
buddy.
your
They
sec-
don't need
Who's
sound
your
checks.
second act of the day?
From 12:30 to 1 is Orville Peck.
Okay.
Orville Peck.
Early in the day.
He is very early. Well, when you hear
Josh just must have like
when you hear who the rest
the
on here
biggest
are.
acts ever.
Well,
Next.
no. The
Okay, he's not that big, but he is starting to come up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the reason why he is that early is because of that. He has like 2 albums. He has 2 albums and an EP. So he's hitting the hits. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
getting a lot of Bronco songs on there and some of his like really popular early songs. So he has 30 minutes. He can fit that in, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Okay. That's your second act. How long do you have him playing
30
for?
minutes.
30 minutes again.
13.
Okay, so my third act of the day, I've moved up to 50 minutes. I moved up to the 50-minute slot. I got a few of these that are doing 50-minute sets. This will be the first time this band has played since 2016. They came back together in 2015 to put out an EP. Then they went on a little tour, and they are no longer a band. This is be kind of a big deal. But they're third of the day because in America, they're still not that big because they're a British shoegaze band. And I had to throw in one shoegaze band on here. I didn't have any, but I had to throw in one, and that is Lush, the 90s band Lush. My favorite shoegaze band, and they have one of my favorite albums of all time. I have never seen Lush perform live, so 50 minutes, they get a little bit more than, like Cursive and Jeff Rosenstock. I would still much rather prefer seeing them on an actual like tour where they're playing over an hour. But, if they came together just for this one festival, 50 minutes would do it for me.
I'm going to give a bit of a thing here.
Okay.
I say we change the rules for just a second.
Okay.
On the third day, there's a band. If we do not have them,
Okay, we'll throw them on.
we're going to throw them on there.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And
All right.
they'll probably be close to a headliner.
Okay.
Because I've completely forgot this band until just
I
now.
probably haven't. I probably made a conscious decision not to put them on mine.
Okay.
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 But I have Lush from 150 to 240 doing a 50-minute set. Would love to see them. Maybe they'll be able to swing this whenever we book this festival.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, so we're going to bump up to 45 minutes just for this one band, though. We're
Okay.
going back to 30 after this one, but this band gets 45. This band gets 45. But you'll understand why.
Okay.
There's a flow. There's
Maybe I will.
There's
Okay.
a roller coaster
Sure.
to this
Okay.
thing, okay? But from 1:45 to 2:30, 45 minutes is Cursive. So yes, Cursive is on
You
the
lied.
list.
You said
I
Cursive
know I
wasn't
did.
on here.
I know I did.
Cursive-
I know. I had no idea. I lied.
Cursive is probably definitely your smallest act so far. Wouldn't you think
Yeah,
so?
probably. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I believe my next band is
I'm for
actually
it, though.
smaller, but
So
again, roller coaster.
Cursive automatically goes on Sunday.
They
now.
automatically go to Sunday.
So you have them playing 45 minutes. I thought we would both have cursive.
Oh, of course.
I really did
Of course.
I thought that more than probably any other band. I thought that we'd have cursive. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. But they got to make sure not to play the same set. They can't play the same set both days. They gotta mix it up. Like maybe one day like play like Ugly, because it's been 20 years since Ugly Organ came out.
Yeah.
So how long you have them playing?
45.
They can play the entire Ugly Organ on yours.
Now, see, here's the thing. I was thinking they would
have enough
play.
time.
I was debating between giving them just a straight set because I didn't know if you were going to have them on there,
Yeah.
or giving them an hour and letting them play Happy Hollow all the way through.
Ugly Organ will make more sense since it's been 20 years since it came
True.
out this year. But I like Happy Hollow more.
But they just toured the Ugly Organ though again.
Did they?
Yeah, remember not too long ago you all went to see them. Did
I went
you
to
not?
watch them in 2015.
But that's
Hell of a while
still
back. That
though,
was 8 years
it's-
ago. And that was like
still,
what was that? 12
something like that.
years after it came
Yeah.
out. Okay.
But they still did it though
Sure.
not too long ago. So, but it being 20 years, you're right. That makes a little more sense.
So we got our first crossover.
Our first
And Cursive
crossover.
goes to Sunday. Probably be the opening act on Sunday.
Did you put them on Sunday yet?
I had to start them.
Oh,
gotcha.
Oh yeah, because we have to put the running order for everybody and
Yeah, 'cause I
stuff
didn't
too
know
on
if you
Sunday.
were gonna put them first.
Ooh, it's gonna get
We'll
nasty.
hold up. Okay, so next on mine, another big like. It's like, why would they be playing 50 minutes, Caleb? That's crazy. That's just not enough.
Caleb's ticket prices is going to be just out of this world.
Well, I do have some prices.
Mine are going to be out of this world.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we gotta have the same ticket price. It's the same festival. Yeah. So we got to come to an agreement on.
Okay, fine.
Because
fine,
this band
fine.
just announced that they were playing Wembley Stadium, and the demand was so high they had to book another night. Because in England they are that big, but in America they just never got as big as Oasis, and that is Blur. Blur came back together around 2015, put out an album. They're still active. You know, they just don't play as much. But I have them from 3 to 350, a very big band. But I don't think they're as big as the other acts on my list.
Yeah.
So I had to have them at at a 50-minute slot from 3 to 350.
Sure.
If this was England, they'd probably be like the second headliner in England because they're that big in England. But in America, it just never really caught on as much. And this is in the most American state in the world, Ohio.
Ohio. All right, so my 2:30 to 3, they get 30 minutes, but it makes sense for what they have. Shovels and Rope.
Okay.
Shovels and Rope.
Okay, that's probably your smallest band on here so far.
So, but again, I think of the day as a roller coaster. So you had
by roller coaster, I mean like the Big Dipper at Camden Park roller coaster.
yeah,
Dangerous.
because after this, it's just going to be whoosh. It's going to be balls to the wall all the way through. So
Okay.
who's
Shovels
your
and Rope.
next?
So you've seen Shovels and Rope a few times. So,
Yeah,
you're cool with them playing like maybe a shorter set because
Yeah,
you've seen them play long sets.
that and it's not. They are like a great live band. Like it's just the two of them. They play all the instruments and everything. I just feel that a lot of people might lose. No, I don't want to say interest, but they might lose the steam. You know what I mean? But I would be totally, completely fine with seeing
Okay.
them in that slot.
Okay.
Because they could pack a lot in 30 minutes too.
All right. Moving on, my fifth act of the day, also in a 50-minute time slot from 4:10 to 5. Yet again, if this was in England, they would be the headliner. Technically not retired, has not performed since 2014 though, and coming off of some resurgence of fame thanks to Stranger Things. I have Kate Bush only getting in a 50-minute set because these other acts are just bigger in America. I have her from 4:10 to 5. I have no clue how that set would go. I don't know. I was looking at her shows she did in 2014. And it was just like a theatrical play or something. Like it was like in a 3-act structure, and she was playing like a lot of like her recent stuff. So I would try. With my pool, I'd try to persuade her to play some older stuff. Like, come on, Kate. Like, the Americans, we want the first few albums. Come on. But overall...
I don't think you all do.
Ultimately, she could just play whatever she wants. She gets a 50-minute slot here. I think that if she were to play, she'd she'd much rather do like a one-off
Sure.
because it's just easier than performing night after night
Yeah.
for 5 months straight. So, who's your next?
So my next act gets 45 minutes, and I just saw her last year, but she is absolutely amazing live. And that is a singer called Marina.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to be from 3 to 3:45. She's British, correct? Is Marina British? Huh?
Welsh.
Okay. Sorry. But we got the privilege to see her last year in Pittsburgh, and you would have thought that she was like one of the biggest stars on the planet because she had the crowd in the palm of her hand for an hour and a half, and it was fantastic.
Cool.
So yeah, she definitely would make an appearance some way at it because she could work a crowd.
So far, you only really have one pure rock band,
Sure.
Cursive. The rest of them are like pop.
That's about to change.
Okay.
It's really about to change.
Okay. So I'm moving up to hour-long sets now. I'm at that point of the set here. I'm at the point of the set where all these next acts are just so huge. they're just so big that like that I hated having Kate Bush and Blur underneath them, but I just had to be logical about this. But from 5:20 to 6:20, I have Tyler the Creator with a jazz band. So he performed at NPR Tiny Desk concert. You know you ever seen those on YouTube?
Yeah.
So he did a Tiny Desk concert with a percussionist, somebody on the keyboard, someone with a stand-up bass, and a couple background female singers. So
that's cool.
So my idea for this would be like that, but a little fuller. Maybe have like a guitarist, and even he was on keyboard in some songs, and just maybe try to lean towards the jazzier songs that he has. Well, ultimately, I can't tell Tyler what to play. He's Tyler, But I think that would be cool. I know sometimes a lot of his like shows on tour are big like production, but it's still just like the backtrack music.
Sure.
And I'm like, I want to see live music because I know that his music. I know how hard he works on making the music himself in the studio, and I want to see that portrayed live in front of me. So I want to see him with a jazz band like he did on the Tiny Desk concert.
Sure,
but bigger.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so an hour of that would be pretty blissful. I'd love that.
So these guys are going on early, but I don't think they'd have it any other way, honestly. So this is this is the first reunion show for them in a long time, and that would be and they're going to be playing from 3:45 to 5:15, so they get 90 minutes. So now we're really
that was
bumping
a big
it up.
jump.
We're bumping it up. Oh, it gets better.
I don't have any act with 90 minutes. Not one.
90 minutes.
Jeez.
And that's Ben Folds 5. But
90 minutes for Ben Folds 5.
Hold on. Wait.
I mean, I love it.
Hold on.
But
Wait. They're going to be playing Whatever and Ever Amen all the way through.
That is not
along with some more songs.
That is not a 90-minute album.
That's it. That's they're playing that whole album all the way through. And a bunch of their other songs.
I love it, but
so
I don't know if the bookers will be pleased with this pick.
That one's more so for me.
I hope so. I mean, my gosh. I mean, great, but geez. So them 90 minutes?
90 minutes.
Ben Folds 5?
Yep.
Are they broke up? Or are they just not really playing?
They've never really stated that they're broke up or they're just like hiatus. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which sucks because Ben Folds is the creative mastermind behind that band, but you know, every one of them are fantastic musicians. Yeah. So, anyway.
Okay. Awesome. Ben Folds 5.
90 minutes for Ben Folds.
90 minute, playing a longer set than my juggernaut of a headliner.
Oh. I don't have many. Here's the thing. I don't have a lot of acts.
My headliner is ridiculous.
Okay.
So whatever it gets to. Okay. So next.
Y'all can laugh at me all you want to. I would lose my mind.
Do you have 10 acts like I do?
1,
I have
2,
10 acts.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I have 10.
Okay, so do I. Okay.
You just split your time up a little evenly.
Yeah.
A little more evenly toward people.
So next, another hour-long set from 6:40 to 7:40. I have Radiohead.
God, they're playing early, dude.
They're just not as big as these other bands. Hold on, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I accidentally left on this one band. Let me erase them real quick. This has nothing to do with Radiohead. But yeah, Radiohead. These there's only 2 more acts after Radiohead.
Okay. I've got 4.
There's supposed to be 3 more after.
1, 2.
Ho, ho, ho.
Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you're right.
So you need to put that one band back.
I guess I do. Okay.
So who goes out before Radiohead? Because I know Radiohead's not going that big or going out that early.
They are actually.
Oh my God! Wow.
They are, because these other acts are just bigger. So let me fix that real quick. Still have Radiohead from 640 to 740.
Okay.
I thought that I had to erase this band, but I guess not. I don't know what happened there. I screwed that up completely. Okay, so I have Radiohead. I've seen Radiohead. We've seen Radiohead.
We have. Great show.
And you know what? I think an hour is enough.
Okay.
It's enough for them to do what they need to do. I'm trying to think how long they played whenever we watched them play.
They played about 2 hours, I think, roughly.
Was it 2 hours?
Yeah, they played a lot of songs, dude. They played about 21 or 22 songs, I think.
So they played. You think they played 2 hours?
We can, like, while you're talking about it, I will check and see what their set list was.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure. Where did we see them at? We saw them in
was it Columbus?
Columbus, yes. On the Moonshaped Pool Tour, right?
Yeah, we watched them in 2018.
Wow, did we watch them in 2018?
Yeah, I believe so. 2018.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I love Radiohead.
I mean, I'm just saying,
like
it feels like
on a realistic festival lineup, they would definitely be a headliner, and on this, they might still be considered a headliner out of the big four acts I have on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't put them higher than these other acts. They're just not as big. They're just not. Even though I still think they're one of the biggest and longest running bands in the world, and an hour would be, they'd get a lot done in an hour. I think it would be, they'd put on a very, very good show in an hour.
they played 25 songs when we saw them live.
Okay.
So probably around 2 hours or more.
Yeah, maybe. So just cut that in half. Cut out the King of Limbs stuff.
They did play a lot of.
I don't know.
Didn't they? They played 3 songs off of it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Played a lot from Kid A and OK Computer. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
So speaking of roller coaster, I just went through a major roller coaster with my list here.
Boy, did you!
I deleted one, had to put it back. So I thought that I deleted them, but I guess I didn't.
So far, the only band that's overlapping is Cursive.
Cursive is the only band.
Wow,
I think they're going to be the only one.
We're really going to have to. Well, and they're the band that I'm going to.
We'll just use my
suggest.
lineup. We'll use my lineup for Sunday.
Okay, so my next band is from 5:15 to 6:45 to get another 90 minutes. And that's Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit.
Okay.
One of the best rock shows I've ever seen in my life. When it just comes to straight musicianship, no filler, no pyro, no nothing. Just people on stage playing instruments and just writing really good songs. Jason Isbell and 400 Unit for 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
90 minutes.
Gosh.
We've seen Jason Isbell play like 2 hours both times, and it was never boring. Never boring. Never boring.
Okay, so like Jason Isbell, kind of like, would you just call it like straight up rock or southern country rock? What would you?
Almost, I would say that, but he's Americana roots too.
Okay.
Lots of acoustic, but he can really shred a guitar too.
Yeah.
So it's
It's like the Brandy Carlisle version of rock.
Okay. Yeah, and Brandy's starting
She has
to
some
go
rock
into
and
that.
songs, yeah.
It's starting to bleed into that as well. So
She won some rock awards. So.
that's true.
Yeah, she won Best Rock-
She did win
rock
best rock
performance or
performance and
something
best
like
rock song. I think
Maybe.
Broken Horses won.
Did it
the
win
Grammy?
both?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so next, after re-putting them back in my lineup, for an hour-long set from 8 to 9, I had to throw in one of those 2000s bands.
Uh-oh.
One of those emo bands.
Uh-oh.
So I have My Chemical Romance from 8 to 9. Never seen them. I think an hour would be.
You wanted to?
I think an hour would be enough for me to feel good about watching them play. Like I would love to watch them on like a tour.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think My Chemical Romance is my least favorite act on here. I was actually talking about this beforehand, and I said I'd sworn that I took My Chemical Romance off of this, but
Yeah.
I guess I didn't. I guess they would have made it 10. So yeah, I think they performed at the We Were Young festival last year, right? They're just a great draw. They'll draw. You know, so I mean,
Sure.
like,
Sure.
if it wasn't for these next two acts, definitely they'd be the absolute headliner because they're that big. They're a massive band. Great show. Great. I've seen live videos, and I think they're even better live than they were back in the 2000s. I think they're substantially better live now.
So another 90-minute set, but they're going to be playing 2 albums in their entirety. Well, I'll explain the entirety part here in just a minute. That's going to be Jimmy Eat World, and they're going to be playing Clarity and Bleed American together.
Jimmy Eat World, very high on
Very high. Well, but think about it. Think about it. If the selling point to this thing is Jimmy Eat World's going to be playing their most critically acclaimed album and the album that people like us love, that are really diehard Jimmy Eat World fans, and they're going to be playing their most popular album.
Okay, so
People are gonna show
so
up.
Jason Isbell was your last act. Who was before Jason Isbell?
Ben Folds.
I mean, honestly, out of the ones you have, Jimmy Eat World might be one of the biggest bands on your list. Them and Jason Isbell, probably. So I mean, like, I guess for your line,
They have to cut down Goodbye Sky Harbor. They got to take that 10-minute crap.
They
out
gotta
at the
cut
end.
it down.
They got to cut. They got to
Okay.
just play Goodbye Sky Harbor and then go straight into Bleed American.
Bleed American.
They have to.
yeah.
And then it will fit.
Yeah.
I did the math. I had to. It's like, do I want to give Jimmy Eat World
Is there any in between?
95 minutes
Is there any in between banter? Just straight through.
straight through?
Jesus, gosh, oh. You're gonna kill the boys. They'll never make it back to Phoenix.
They'll never make it back. Like, I literally pulled up, like, the Phoenix sessions for Clarity, and I was like, how long is this? And I was like, wait, no, they talk a little bit, and they do the 10-minute... Yeah, okay, we're cutting that crap.
Okay.
All right.
Whenever they played on the Phoenix sessions, did they do 16 minutes of Goodbye Sky Harbor?
No, they cut it down to, like, 8 or 9. So I
Okay.
literally cut that out, too, though. Like, the whole rambling at the end is...
You gotta let it go a little bit.
Well, yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit, but not 8 minutes.
Okay, yeah. I
That's
agree.
long enough for them to change instruments and then go into...
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I guess if we're just thinking about the acts you've had, that Jimmy Eat World is one of the bigger bands. If I'm just thinking about the last 4 acts I've had, they're nowhere close. Actually, I would go back down to Blur. My 4th act of the day is bigger than Jimmy Eat World, but you know, you have Ben Folds 5 as playing at 90 minutes.
Again, I booked this festival
I know.
for me.
I know. I was trying to be realistic. With
I
my-
am never going to go to the bathroom. I'm just going to be sitting there.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to be standing there the whole time.
I'm there. I'm there with my I'm there with my hearing with my
earplugs?
earplugs in because I don't want to die. But yeah, okay.
I would be like screaming, "Someone bring a bottle!"
Okay, so my
I'm not going.
my let's call him my second headliner of the day. But they're also playing an hour-long set, just like the
Okay.
last few acts. But this is a big one. This is
Okay.
very precise.
Okay.
Huge artist by the name of Kendrick Lamar,
Okay.
playing with a full band and orchestra. So after
They're really going to have some setup time then.
exactly that's why you
Yeah.
know they're going to set up on the
other side of the stage.
and
Makes
that's
sense.
and that's why you need a little bit of a sound check for stuff like, especially
Sure.
for an act like this. But yeah, after he released "To Pimp a Butterfly" in 2015, I believe he played one show with like a symphony and orchestra,
Mm-hmm.
and it was amazing. And there's only like one good video of that. One video where they actually take like the sound from the board. The rest of it's just people filming with their phones or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
whatever. And even that is really good. The orchestra doesn't have to be as big as it was huge. It doesn't have to be as big as that, but you know, have some of that stuff and have that
Sort of like maybe an ensemble.
maybe
would be
yeah,
better.
yeah. Like it was like a 35 piece whatever. Like it was a lot. You don't need that much.
Yeah.
But you gotta have the band. Because just like similar to Tyler the Creator's music, the music is very intricate and can get very jazzy at
Sure.
times, and that's the kind of music that I want to see performed live in front of me. So that would be a big draw.
Yeah.
And that's another one that you can't do on a night to night basis. First off,
Oh, yeah.
it's too expensive.
It would have to-
It's
it
way
would
too
have to be.
expensive. It takes too much time. It would have to be like a one off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe do it on Sunday too.
He might. He might.
Maybe.
Maybe he'll be one of the headliners on Sunday. So my next act, we're bumping it up again. They get
Oh my God.
They get an hour 45. Well, she gets an hour 45.
Okay.
So from 8:15 to 10 o'clock is Brandy Carlisle
Okay.
because she's amazing.
Okay.
And if you haven't listened to her, just go listen to her because she's absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. One of the best concerts I've ever seen in my life. Just go listen to her. Just go listen to her. That's all I need to say. That's it.
Yeah.
Who's next?
My next one is my last one.
Yep, mine is also my headline.
I just changed. I'm not gonna lie. While I was
You just changed this on the fly. Is that what you just did?
I just changed the time on this one.
Okay.
Because given who it is, let's bump it up a little bit. They're going to 12:20.
Okay.
They're going from 10:40 to 12:20. I had them from 10:40. I had them as an 80-minute set.
Okay.
But not now. It's
Okay.
a little longer now.
Okay.
It's 100 minutes now.
Okay.
Still not 2 hours, which is like if you hear these names, it definitely should be a 2-hour set. But it's
Mine
not.
is 2
it's
hours.
Not though. It's not though. Okay.
It's not though. It's not though. Okay.
It's just 100 minutes, but these guys are just old. Give them a break. Cut them some slack. So for the headliner, I have Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr playing Beatles songs with special guests Johnny Marr, Dave Grohl, John Frusciante, St. Vincent, and Bruce Springsteen filling in on guitar. So they're just going to be playing Beatles songs.
Okay, so that's the headliner for Sunday as well
100
because
minutes.
I would pay whatever.
Hey, I'm just trying to be real.
we decide.
Would this not be groundbreaking, right?
It would be like,
like one of the biggest-
It would be like the Sound. What was it called? The Sound City album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that
like
come out. Oh, that would
Paul
be huge.
McCartney and Ringo Starr are
That'd be
alive,
huge.
and they are active.
Yep.
So they can go out there and play their respected instruments. Obviously, Paul McCartney will be singing Paul McCartney Beatles songs.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they can't do John Lennon songs.
Yeah.
You got these other guys that can sing. And,
Oh, absolutely.
And John Frusciante's got a very nice, light voice. He
Yeah.
could do that. He could do that. And I didn't just draw these guitarists out of air. I did a little research. All these
Sure.
guitarists love the Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
They all love
Yeah.
them. So I even threw in Bruce Springsteen. I threw in the boss there
Well,
at the end.
the funny thing about that is that a lot of the people that you have on read that list off to me again.
I have Johnny Marr.
Okay.
From the Smiths.
Uh-huh.
I have Dave Grohl.
Played with Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I know. John Frusciante.
Don't think so.
St. Vincent.
Has not.
I didn't think so. And Bruce Springsteen.
And Bruce Springsteen has also played with Paul McCartney.
So this would be great. And it's not like all these guitarists would not be playing at one time. They'd alternate.
Oh, they alternate. Yeah, sure. That would be super cool.
And obviously,
Super cool.
obviously, there's session musicians too. But to
Just use Paul McCartney's band.
to play like certain songs.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want to play like a Strawberries Field Forever, you
Yeah.
can't just have 4 guys out
Yeah.
there. You got to have a
whole
keyboard.
thing.
You got to have. I mean, I'm not. You know, maybe not. They don't need like an orchestra or anything, but there would need to be extra musicians out there.
Honestly-
maybe several people on keys.
Well, I've seen Paul a bunch of times, and you know that. But his keyboard player, Wicks, can do a lot of the stuff that are on those Beatles records through his keyboard.
A lot of the strings,
He is so
arrangements and
good.
stuff. Yeah.
And yeah, I think he's just side note, he is such an underrated keyboard player. But yeah, he can do a lot of that stuff through his keyboards.
So
which is
100.
nice.
So 100 minutes.
Okay.
Because they're old, and 100 minutes is still long. But these guys are old, and this is going to take a lot of work and practice.
Having said that, though, Paul McCartney still does play 3 hours a night.
yeah, but this
So,
it's a little different though.
but
It's
but with Ringo,
it's at the end of the day.
Sure.
It's at the end of the day, and it's you know it's going to be emotionally exhausting and just exhausting in general. Trying to learn all these songs with all these different musicians that they have never played with, and maybe playing some songs that they have not touched in a long time.
It's true.
So
It's
I was actually thinking about like having specific songs for this. But I was like, nah. It's like just
let him play what they
just
want.
let him play preferably back catalog Beatles, like from 65 to 70.
Sure. So that would be front catalog Beatles songs, right?
Would that not be
Because that would
back?
be the most recent.
See, I just get them confused. I just
That's
meant
okay.
like their latter
I know.
latter
I know what you
albums,
mean.
their last 5. Or
Everything
6
from
albums.
Rubber Soul on. That's what
Yeah,
you're saying,
maybe some
right?
stuff from Help. Maybe
Sure. Nah, you got to throw some of those early hits in.
you don't
there.
gotta.
I mean, you don't have to, but they will.
Not on my festival. I'm not gonna have that.
Okay,
I'm not gonna have
fine.
that trash.
Fine.
That-
Fine.
We know what I want to hold your hand means, okay? The devil has hands, and he uses them for holding. It's a Dewey Cox reference.
So my act from 10, and I put till closing, and I put who's going to kick them off the stage, and I will pay the extra fine for curfew, and that is Oasis. A reunion with
I knew
Oasis.
you was gonna have Oasis on here.
How did you know?
I just knew. Why wouldn't you?
Okay.
Why wouldn't
All
you?
right, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. I thought that was going to be like a wild card pick.
No. I kind of thought you'd have Oasis on here.
So, yes, Oasis would be the one reunion that they do in Columbus, Ohio, or just Ohio that's gonna be where they have their reunion. We better recoup some money because it's probably going to be about $20 million to get them on stage.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right, so we have one band that has floated over to Sunday. So Cursive is opening.
Yeah.
Let's throw some bands out here. Okay, here's the thing. I don't care if they're bands we already have. One band that I think should be on the Sunday show is a band called Jawbreaker.
We can throw Jawbreaker on
Jawbreaker needs to be on there. Put them on there somewhere.
there.
Where do we put them?
It depends on, it just depends on who else we put on here, I think. Because, they might be bigger than some of the other bands, and they might not. I think putting them second might be a little premature.
Oh, I agree. I would almost put them
pretty
kind of
big
in the
deal
middle.
when they come out and play.
I'd almost put them in the middle.
Maybe, yeah.
I'll just make your list as you name out 10 bands, and when you get to 10, I'll let you put them in order.
Absolutely, that would be
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
So
now that you have we have Cursive and Jawbreaker. I kind of don't want to put Jimmy Eat World on there. We could, but that's almost like oversaturation
That's almost
of emo.
Sure.
A lot of emo.
Sure.
And I almost have to not put My Chemical Romance on there too, for that very reason. But I don't know. We might. So who'd you have? Who's your opener?
Hembry was my opener.
Okay.
So I also have Orville Peck and
Orville Peck.
Marina, Shovels and Rope. Ben Folds is a little overkill because he's already played a 90-minute set. My thing is I don't care if I put any of these bands on there.
Throw Ben Folds 5 on there.
Okay, so Ben Folds.
Throw him on there. Throw him on there. I want him again. 2 days in a row.
And I'm like, yes.
Okay.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay. What about what about Radiohead?
I would put Radiohead on there again.
Go put Radiohead on
Yeah.
there.
I would almost put them near a headliner just so they could have a light show.
Okay, so Paul McCartney and Ringo's. We want to put them as the main headliner again on that Sunday, or
Do you think they could do it on Friday and Sunday? You think they
we
could?
got a day break?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, we'll put them on there somewhere.
Yeah, they're not playing 2 days in a row.
Sure.
Yeah. They got a day to sleep and eat White Castle. I don't know if there's a White Castle in Columbus or not.
Okay. So, again, they're not on either of our list.
Okay.
I know we're breaking the rules here a little bit, but all of the members are alive.
Okay.
And they haven't played since the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
What about a Talking Heads reunion?
We can do that.
As
Put them on there.
On Sunday.
Put the Talking Heads on there.
Some of these bands are bands that were so close to getting on my list, but I was like, no,
Yeah.
I've got to.
So we got 4 more spots.
So we have 4 more spots.
Let's throw. We gotta. We can't just have a bunch of rock bands on there. Let's throw Kendrick on there. Kendrick Lamar with the orchestra again.
Okay.
Yet again, you got a whole day of not doing anything. If you don't want to do anything,
Well, if you want to throw a pop artist on there, let's put Marina on there again.
throw Marina on there.
Yeah. Because she's, like I said, she's fantastic. And she
Yeah.
is very pop heavy.
Okay.
She should get everybody a dancing.
Okay. So we got 2 spots.
2 spots left.
I got an idea for the 2 spots
Okay. Throw them out.
because it would just be great. It would be hilarious.
Okay.
We put Blur and Oasis on the Sunday
Okay.
because
Why not, right?
you don't know what's gonna happen. Might be a brawl.
Might be a fist fight in the middle of it.
I'm sure they'd be okay.
I'm
but,
sure they would be.
But yeah, if Blur and Oasis, definitely 2 of the biggest Britain acts of the last 30 plus years. In England, they reign supreme.
Okay, so this is, I hate to say it, but this is also a pretty stacked knot of stuff.
Yeah, it's that.
So,
Cursive still starts.
Cursive opens for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about... Do we want to put Marina next?
We'll put Marina next.
Okay, Marina's next.
Probably
Ben Folds would be next.
Ben Folds
yeah.
5 would be next.
Jeez. Dude, I would almost put either Jawbreaker or Blur next.
Jawbreaker's next.
Yeah. Okay, so that would put Blur at 5.
Yeah.
Right? So here's the thing. So this leaves Radiohead, Paul McCartney and Ringo, and that supergroup, the Talking Heads and Oasis.
Let's go ahead and put...
And I said Talking. Oh, and Kendrick Lamar.
Let's go ahead and put Paul McCartney and Ringo
first
as the headliner.
6. As the headliner? You think so? Yeah, because
Yeah.
Noel
Are you
Noel
kidding
would
me?
never allow to go on after Paul McCartney.
I hate to say it. Sorry, Noel, but no.
No, that's what I'm saying. He would never
Yeah.
do that. I don't think.
Yeah.
Because they both love the Beatles too much to.
So either... Well, it
I
just
would-
depends on...
Okay, let's put, just because, let's split it up here. Let's put Kendrick Lamar at 9.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. anyways.
Because that would be a good break between
Yeah.
all of this noise we're getting ready to make.
Put
Here's the thing.
Oasis at 8.
The Talking Heads, they all hate each other, so you're not going to get more than probably a 45-minute set out of them.
We'll put them at 6.
So put them at 6. And then that leaves Radiohead and Oasis, right?
Yeah. Radiohead is the bigger band, but Oasis would be the bigger deal.
Would be the bigger deal.
Yeah.
So Radiohead and Oasis.
Oasis, yeah.
Okay. So that brings our Sunday lineup to Cursive, Marina, Ben Folds 5, Jawbreaker, Blur, The Talking Heads, Radiohead, Oasis, Kendrick Lamar with the full band and orchestra,
Yeah.
and the Paul McCartney Ringo Starr supergroup.
Playing Beatles songs.
Playing Beatles songs.
Again.
Again.
I mean...
That's pretty stacked.
It wouldn't be crazy. It would, for what they're doing, it wouldn't be insane to play a lot of the same songs they played on Friday.
No.
They could probably just do that.
No.
'Cause I doubt... I mean, somebody could be there on Friday and Sunday. We have 3 days. That's what we wanted to kind of get into next. What would we... So to me, there's 4 different prices.
I only have 2.
I have 4.
I only have 2.
So
But this was something I was kind of struggling with.
Yeah.
So, I have a thing called the Golden Hat VIP.
Okay.
It is $700, but it includes the taxes and the fees, and it is for all 3 nights.
So, is it... Well, I guess when I was looking at the Sonic Festival, they had Field Pass and Stadium Pass.
Right.
Is this all going to be field, or is there going to be...
For me, since I just have 2, we can discuss it, but let me tell you what the
We
VIP...
can just do 2.
Here's what the VIP package entails, okay?
Okay.
You get 1 VIP ticket to the VIP pit in the front of the stage,
Okay.
okay? You get a T-shirt of the festival. You get a ball cap. You get 5 drink tickets, which is a $100 value. If you know how much alcohol is at a venue, that's 5 drink passes. You get access to VIP bathrooms, VIP cooling stations, because this is going to be in the summertime. It's going to be freaking hot. VIP parking at the venue, which I saw at Sonic Temple. VIP parking is like $40. A meal ticket to the vendor each night.
Okay.
And special VIP meet and greets with some of the artists.
That's
For anybody that you
That's
don't
a
want
pretty
to...
good lot. So
That, for $700.
700. See, my VIP ad for 600, so we're not that far off. We'll go with 700.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to cut the difference and say 650?
We can do 650.
Okay, 650.
That's
So
that's still a big chunk of change.
That's a big chunk of change for one person.
So what are we thinking? Just general admission.
I said standard general admission is $229. That's what I said for all 3
All right,
nights.
220.
220. Okay, so we'll say 225.
Okay.
We'll cut the difference. We honestly could do the stadium ones and charge like the stadium things and charge like $30 extra for a seat.
See the
So
for a seat the stadium ones cost less than the field.
do they?
Yeah. They
Now,
cost
see,
less
that
because you're not as close to the stage.
That makes me reconsider Sonic Temple with Kiss.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were more expensive.
Yeah, so it's almost like a over $100 difference.
Really?
Yeah.
How much? How much is it?
I'm not
there,
sure, but
do
what
you-
I went by on when I was coming up with mine, I had for Field Pass, I had $350, and for Stadium Pass, I had $220. So it was
keep
sort
a
of
note, keep a note of that,
so it was
because it's
sort of-
very possible if Kiss does not announce any tour dates that are close to us, that might be the
It was
only
kind
thing
of
we
similar
do.
to that $120 and $130 difference.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm not
Wow.
mistaken.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that was just from a quick Google search that I did.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll say what, 240?
We'll do that.
Oh, you said they were cheaper, right? They were cheaper.
I mean, like, if we're wanting to do, what is it? Well, how much is it?
A Saturday Stadium general admission to Sonic Temple is $109 with $25 in fees. So it'd be like $137.
Okay.
So you know
For
what?
the whole weekend, it's 500.
Yeah, I'm not doing the whole weekend. I ain't doing the whole weekend.
I mean, we're
I literally want to see Kiss and the Foo Fighters. That's about it. No offense to any of the other bands if you're listening to this small little podcast.
on ours. You can only buy for 3 days.
Yeah, so 3 days. So
That's how we've made this.
That was a VIP.
Oh.
The weekend stadium general admission is $250.
well, that's not bad. Okay, so yeah, we're about right there. We're about right with what we've got. So sure, you get a VIP package or you get general admission, whichever one you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think we did pretty good with that. Yes.
For the field, it is $150 more. So
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
My God.
I guess because you're closer. I guess.
I guess.
You get to feel the music more.
So, Caleb, let's see here. We have night one, just to wrap up. Jeff Rosenstock, Cursive, Lush, Blur, Kate Bush, Tyler the Creator with jazz band. Radiohead, My Chemical Romance, Kendrick Lamar with a full band and orchestra, and Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr supergroup playing
Yeah.
Beatles songs. Night 2 is Hembry, Orville Peck, Cursive, Shovels and Rope, Marina, Ben Folds 5, Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit, Jimmy Eat World, Brandy Carlisle, and Oasis. And on Sunday, Cursive, Marina, Ben Folds 5, Jawbreaker, Blur, The Talking Heads, Radiohead, but yeah, Oasis, Kendrick Lamar, and Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr supergroup again. That's a pretty daggone stacked festival, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I guess
That's-
some people will hate it.
Some people will hate it, but the thing of it is, it's like
Some people will
I
hate
honestly-
every night or
I
every
honestly
lineup.
feel that there's a little bit for everybody on these things.
Sure.
There's country, there's rap, there's Americana, there's R&B, there's oldies, classic rock, whatever you want to call
No
it.
shoegaze on
Oh,
day
God,
3. No
Jesus
shoegaze
Christ.
on 3.
Well, then they'll have to
The
come to
closest
it.
thing, is Radiohead probably for day
Probably.
3.
Yeah. Well, so Nancy's going to make us up a nice, cool little poster for Chat Fest or whatever we called it, Hat Fest, whatever we called it. Anyway,
Chat from a Hat Fest.
Chat from a Hat Fest.
Because that is the name of our podcast.
Get on that, Nancy. Get on it.
Now.
So, Caleb, so we've booked our music festival.
did.
We are going to talk about now something fun that we're going to do in March, starting probably in the next week or two. We're going to do a March Madness tournament of animated movies, and we want everybody to be involved.
Yes, that is true. We're going to start the seeding process of the 64 seeds, because there's going to be 64 movies in this. We're going to start that basically right after we record this episode.
Yes.
To get started on it. But after we get it set up, we're going to have the bracket online that everybody can fill out their own bracket and come up with their own winners. I think in order to do this on Bracket Maker, you do have to make an account first, which was like a minute of your life for a life's worth of fun.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. Then when March comes, we're gonna go day by day posting matchups, and you can play along to see if any of your picks have won or if they've lost, and sort of like March Madness when people fill out their brackets. But the big difference here is that there's not going to be a huge money pool.
Oh, no.
We might try to come up with a prize
We are broke.
if somebody gets the highest, because we can keep track on the
Sure.
website of who's got the most right so far. So
Yeah, so fill out your bracket. No purchase necessary. You might win a prize. You might not. We don't know. We haven't got that far yet.
For right now, it's for fun.
For funsies and bragging rights that you maybe we'll make you a nice little printed certificate.
Yeah,
And mail it to your house.
sure.
And then if you take a picture of it and post it on social media, we might send you a Chat from a Hat t-shirt that doesn't exist yet.
Does not exist.
Doesn't exist. All right. Well, so Caleb, so we've talked about that. So next up is picking the topic for next week. And since Nancy didn't get to do it last week, and that's all I've heard about for a week, she's going to pick it for this week. So Nancy, go ahead and grab a
topic.
A topic here.
Topic.
We're going to shake them up here for you, nice and shaky shake. And better be good.
I would also just like to say, for the record, I only mentioned it once.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
She mentioned it way more than once. Please be something good.
Oh no.
Please be something good. Oh no.
Oh no.
What? And it's... Oh, that's... Really? Pixar.
Oh my gosh.
So, there you go.
I guess that kind of aligns with...
It kind of aligns with the March Madness tournament,
I guess.
since technically next Wednesday will be March 1st. So, correct? So,
yeah.
there we go. What a way to kick off the
Good way to plug
March Madness tournament.
It's almost too convenient. I like it, though.
That.
I like it, though.
All right. So, Caleb, where can people find us?
You can find us on Facebook by typing in Chat from a Hat, as well as Instagram and Twitter. You can listen to us on any device that you listen to podcasts on, including the one that you're listening to us on right now.
You can also email us at chatfromahatcast@gmail.com. We do read all of our emails and respond to every single one of them, and we have actually got a few, shockingly.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
I didn't think
I'm
so.
just kidding. Well, folks, thank you for joining us here. We hope you've enjoyed listening to us pick and book a fantasy music festival that we all would like. Get ready to vote on the podcast. Vote on the tournament for the podcast. And we will see you next week. Well, we won't see you at all, actually, will we? You'll hear us next week. Talking about Pixar and the start of the March Madness tournament. I'm Josh Brown.
I'm Caleb Luther.
And we will talk to you next week. Yay!